All right, thanks everybody. Let me start by pointing out that dehydration and heat stress is a big problem across a large range of the population. It's very important for sports performance. It's extremely important for worker safety and also for management of various other disease states. And there have been estimates that the global economic impact of our increasing exposure to heat and the resulting heat stress and dehydration can result in trillions of dollars of lost productivity, not to mention the cost in human lives. One of the challenges in tackling this problem is that sweat varies significantly from one individual to another. So, first of all, dehydration is a major factor in a lot of heat injuries. And people who are consecutively doing physical work consecutively over multiple days become at higher and higher risk of heat illness. But knowing how to keep these people hydrated, how to keep them, replenishing all of the fluid and the electrolytes that they're losing when they're exposed to this heat is a challenge. Because we see on a single day, you can see variations of 15 times the amount of sweat that one person versus another loses. And even within an individual from day to day, as weather conditions vary, as work conditions vary, as the intensity of activity changes, you can see a variation of 16 times in terms of sweat loss, 30 times in terms of the sodium and other electrolytes that get lost along with sweat. And so the point is that there's a lot of individual variation, and typical one-size-fits-all solutions like recommendations to drink 4 cups of water every hour, while these help, they don't necessarily address the fundamental problem and the fundamental differences between individuals that can cause some people to be more susceptible to dehydration and heat stress. And you can't really look at somebody and predict, oh, you're going to be a heavy sweater, you'd better drink a lot. You really have to measure this. So back in 2016, Professor John Rogers at Northwestern developed a proof of concept showing that you could build a microfluidic channel that could adhere to someone's skin and measure various markers. In this case, he was measuring pH, glucose, sodium, and I believe vitamin C, as well as the rate of sweat loss, all on this single patch with an integrated electronic NFC coil for allowing readout of the data. As soon as this was published, there was a ton of commercial interest. And as a result, we founded Epicore Biosystems to try to take this concept and commercialize it. And the first 2 groups of people that we targeted were athletes, who everyone was going to associate with sweat, and industrial workers, who we might not immediately say, oh, these are people who sweat a lot. But there are a lot of people who are working outdoors in hot environments, often wearing a lot of heavy gear like this firefighter over here. And those people are exposed to a lot of heat stress, and they can lose a ton of sweat, especially over the course of an 8-hour workday. An athlete may be exercising a professional athlete may be exercising for 2 or 3 hours. A worker may be on the job for 8 to 12 hours a day. So both of these populations are at very high risk. Let's start with athletes. We want to help them understand how much sweat are they losing during workouts, and how can they develop strategies to rehydrate during times when they're not working out, to plan for future workouts, to be able to pre-hydrate and make sure that they don't get dehydrated during exercise. So to target this market, we developed the GX sweat patch, and this was a collaborative